All right, Shalom, is Brother Zakaria from the Israelite Report podcast. All praises are due to the Most High Power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across four corners of the earth, pushing truth and sincerity. News topic, things heating up even more as we get closer and closer. Prophecy being fulfilled. In the end, it shall speak and not lie. And that's what we're looking at. This coming from the Gateway Pundit. It says David Petraeus is claiming that the U.S. may lead multinational force against Russia in Ukraine. So the rumor is that the U.S. already has what you would call mercenaries and their people implanted inside of the Ukrainian military. That's the rumor. So anyway, that's just going to further escalate everything. And we're just going to see how this thing pans out or how it work out or whatever. But we know that the MOTB, the mark has to be implemented. According to prophecy, we know that no man will be able to buy or sell, and that time is coming. But we are hearing wars and rumors of wars in these times, and it's getting heated. So what that means is that although we may not see World War III right off the bat, right away, the fact that we're getting closer to World War III means that we're getting closer to the MOTB, the mark of the beast is coming, right? Because for them to be, how shall I say this? In order for them to be pushing towards World War III, that means that the other prophecies are going to be drawing nearer, right? The famine, the pestilence, everything else. Also a time of Jacob trouble. All that stuff is going to come. And then World War III is going to hit. So we are watching and praying, all right, knowing that these things must come to pass. All right, the word of the Lord will not fail. And what have I been saying this whole time is that these people have gone back to sleep since the pandemic. A lot of people have gone back to sleep. You know, they think the Lord is delayed his coming. They think, they were shook up for a little while and now they feel like, okay, things are back to normal. Things are back to the way they were. They thought we get this guy Trump out of there and we get back to normal. But it's just when they think peace and safety, then comes sudden destruction, right? But getting into this article here, it says the military-industrial complex wants their wars. All right? Again, let me read the title again. U.S. may lead multinational force against Russia in Ukraine. That's only going to piss Putin off more. That's only going to escalate things. And it says the military-industrial complex wants their wars because that's who's really heading this thing, the military-industrial complex. Biden is not heading nothing. Biden is not in control of nothing. Okay? These people want war, and they don't understand that it's the Most High that's pushing them towards this. It's the Most High doing it. They think that they're doing it. And on a lower level, yeah, they are. But at the same time, even though they have their reasons for doing what they're doing, it's the Most High putting them in a trick bag. It says the military-industrial complex wants their wars. That's why they hated Trump. He refused to start any new wars for the washed-up generals to blow up young bodies. And this is a right-wing publication, so understand what they're saying. Trump, they wanted Trump to go to war with Iran and he didn't do it. Instead, what he did was he killed this guy, General Soleimani. And so now they've turned their attentions on Russia because the military-industrial complex, they make a lot of money off of these wars. All right, they don't make these bombs and all of these drones and all this high-tech technology just to leave them there. They want to put them to use, and they want to destroy and rebuild. That's what they do. They destroy nations, and then they rebuild them. Right. So it says here on Saturday in an interview with Elle Express from France, David Petraeus stated a multinational force led by the U.S. may intervene in Ukraine. And it says here in a quote from Petraeus, it says, "We are talking about the intervention of the North Atlantic Alliance in the event of an attack on one of the NATO members, but it is necessary to consider the option of using not NATO forces in Ukraine, but multinational forces that have nothing to do with NATO," Petraeus says. So they're trying to get everybody involved, not just NATO. They're trying to get everybody to key in this war, this upcoming war. It says here in another quote, "This is a different situation. There is no need to draw red lines in terms of an attack on any NATO country in order to talk about the operation of the fifth article of the charter." It says you can also respond to challenges as a multinational force led by the United States, he added. So they're openly trying to get the United States involved in this thing. You see how this is escalating? They're openly saying this, right? Even though the rumor is that the U.S. is already involved, and we already know what NATO is doing. They're poking the bear. They're trying to get Russia riled up. They want this big war, all right? Because they want chaos, order out of chaos. They want Russia to start something major to take it past where they already are. Because right now, Russia is just keying in on taking certain territory in Ukraine, but they want them to take it to another level, all right, because they want a big war. David Petraeus was the former general of the American Army, commander of the International Assistance and Security Force in Afghanistan between 2010 and 2011, and director of the CIA from 2011 to 2012. Washington might form a new coalition of the willing in such a scenario and use it instead of NATO. Petraeus, who also briefly served as a CIA director, believes. Okay. So they're talking about forming a new coalition of the willing, meaning those that are willing to go to war, because they're getting tired of this theater, basically is what he's saying. They want to take this thing to the next level. Russia didn't quite do exactly what they wanted them to do, which was set off a real nuke. You know what I mean? That's what they want. It says Russia could take some actions in Ukraine that would be so shocking and so horrific that it would prompt a response from the U.S. and other nations, he said. So they're already laying this out for you. All right, this is called lesser magic. What they're doing is they're laying the groundwork for you to think that Putin is off his rocker and that he might set off a nuke. Now, anybody that knows what's really going on knows that he damn sure don't want to set off a nuke because he doesn't want to destroy the territories. He wants to take the territories over. It's just like a house. If you plan on robbing a house, you don't want to nuke the house. You want to take the goods that's in the house, right? So he doesn't want to destroy Ukraine. He just want to take territory. But what they're trying to do is plant it in your head that this guy Putin is crazy off his rocker and he might just set off a nuke just for the sake of doing it. But I would contest, or I would say that if he did that, it would be in self-defense. But anyways, back to what they're saying here in this article. It says Russia could take some actions in Ukraine that would be so shocking and so horrific that it would prompt responses from the U.S. and other nations. He said, adding that they might react in one way or another, but as a multinational force led by the U.S. and not as a NATO force. So they're trying to get the U.S. 10 toes down in this war. And they're openly saying this. They're not hiding nothing. They're telling you exactly what they want to do. So anyway, they go on to say some other stuff about the escalation of this war and what they need to do, their responses, and this, that, and the third. But I believe they're going to try to pull some kind of false flag staged event to try to justify an actual war. And that's going to shake a lot of people up if that actually happens. Because like I said, a lot of people are asleep that may wake up the hopeful elect. You know, those that are still left out there that haven't woken up to the truth. Because I do believe that the pandemic woke up a lot of people, and then a lot of people went to sleep. You know, just like 9/11 woke a lot of people up, but then a lot of people went back to sleep. But anyways, we know that this is all leading to the big one, but at the same time, what you have is the collapse of the American dollar, the economy. They're predicting that this thing is going to tank completely by 2023. They've been saying it by the end of this year. The dollar's going to, the economy is going to completely crash, and that inflation is worse than what the economists are saying openly. So you have all these things happening all at once. All these things are happening all at once. And who are you going to look to? Who are you going to turn to? You're going to have to turn to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You're going to have to turn to the Lord. All right? You're going to have to turn to the Lord. Who else? What else is there left? What more do you need to see? Only a fool would still trust in this world after all that we've seen during 2020 and then 2021 with all the mandates and everything else. These people cannot be trusted. That's why the Lord has to reset this thing. That's the real great reset. The real great reset is the reset of the Most High. All right? Only a fool would continue to put their trust in this place, in Babylon, right? Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. Egypt is not going to help you. Egypt can't even help itself right now. These low-level Edomites, they're panicking because they know what time it is. They know that this thing is over. They know that their country is done. They know that their kingdom is done. Only the ones that are in the know that are paying attention. But the stupid ones, they're running around, worrying about what's on TikTok or whatever. But the people these low-level Edomites, they're past Jake as far as knowledge and understanding because they know the system. They know how the system works. And they can see that the country is collapsing. They're not advancing the economy. They're not stabilizing the economy. They're giving money to Ukraine and money to, gender affirming care and all this stuff. And they're doing everything except helping the people. And a lot of these low-level Edomites, they're enraged. They're pissed off about this thing. So you're going to see nation rising against nation. And if nation rises against nation, kingdom rises against kingdom, how can it stand? It can't. It cannot stand. You're going to see an uprising in this country. That's why you hear the Biden administration talking about they're going to be tough on guns. They're trying to remove the guns from the citizens because they know that once they really collapse this society, it's going to be an uprising. They want to remove the guns, man. They're going to bring in the stormtroopers, but they want to remove the guns first, They know what they're doing, man. They got a plan. So with the pride of these people, man, and with the pride of Babylon comes destruction, right? Fool says in his heart there is no God. And what are they pushing right now? They're pushing a lot of atheism out there. And a lot of people are falling for it. You know, a lot of people are stupid like that. You know, you even got Israelites pushing that atheism BS. Either that or they're pushing Kemet. They're talking about Osiris is God and all that crap, man. They don't understand what's about to go down, and the Lord put the blinders on them. But I do want to get Jeremiah 51 and 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind." A destroying wind. And nuclear missiles is going to be a destroying wind. That radioactive heat, you know, a destroying wind. It says, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, right? And there's another scripture that says that the arrows won't come back vain, right? It says, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in the Brigadon, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. So this is going to be a mass destruction, man. They want to talk about weapons of mass destruction. That's what's coming, man. Hypersonic missiles, you know, the earth being shaken, drunken. Matter of fact, let me get that. I used to get that one a lot. Let me get it again. This is, what is it? Isaiah 24, I believe. Says the earth is utterly, this is Isaiah 24:19. I believe this is it. Says the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Yeah, that's it. It says the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved, right? Because it's going to take that too. It's going to take that. It's going to take a cleaning, right? Because the earth has been, the atmosphere has been polluted. Even the ground has been polluted. The water is polluted. You know, you got whales beaching themselves. They're trying to make impossible meat, fruit with no seeds. This devil got to go, man. This devil got to go. This devil has got to go. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Everywhere this devil goes, he destroys. The thief cometh not, but to steal, kill, and destroy. And he's destroyed everything is going to rejoice when this devil is gone. Even the trees, man, are going to rejoice when this devil finally gets taken out, man. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I can only just, you know, I just imagine it, you know what I mean? But I'm sorry, I'm going off topic again. But it says here, Isaiah 24:19 says the earth is utterly broken down, the earth is clean dissolved, the earth is moving exceedingly, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, because it's gonna rock. It's gonna rock when the nuclear missiles are hitting, when they're fire bombing on each other. It's gonna rock like a drunkard that's stumbling. And it says, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Whew. So no, they're not going to make America great again. Okay, Babylon, this bitch is going to be destroyed. Excuse my language. This earth is going to be destroyed, man. Not this earth, but this place, this Babylon is going to be destroyed. And it's not going to rise again. The earth is going to feel like it's been destroyed, though. Okay. The earth is going to feel like it, with all these missiles flying. Um, that's why it's called the end of the world. The end of the world, meaning the end of this world as we know it, this kingdom. Okay. Just to put it in perspective. It's going to be a changing of the guard, the great reset. The great reset is going to be the Most High's reset, because the Lord is going to allow Esau to go as far as he can go, or as far as he wants him to go, and then he's going to cut him off. It says, "It shall fall and I rise again." 21st verse says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth." And that's another thing, man. A lot of these elite, super elite Edomites, they're gonna be the first fruits of judgment, in their captivity, in their slavery, because um they're gonna go into captivity first, and they're gonna be in their little stupid ass bunkers. They're gonna be in their bunkers thinking they can hide out while the missiles are flying. Yeah, man, they're gonna be the first captives, man. Um, it says our adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they're gonna be the first ones. All right. It says and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Good. And it says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. We get Revelations 18:17. It says, For in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, the great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. Right? Because that's what's going to happen. You have to consider that all these nations, a lot of these nations, they depend on Babylon the Great. A lot of these nations come here to get what they would call a so-called better life. They make their money and they take it back home. Thus with violence, right? It says, rejoice over her. This is the 20th verse. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High Power have avenged you on her. Because that's where we're going to get our vengeance. Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. That's how we're going to get our vengeance. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities, right? For the Most High have avenged you on her, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. With violence. So you can continue to listen to Pastor Pork Chop or your Christianity doctrine that's going to lie to you and tell you that everything going to be all right. All you got to do is have your faith in Jesus and everything's going to be all right. It's not going to be all right. There's destruction and turmoil coming to this place. And you better learn the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, learn to call on that and have faith in the Most High Power, or you're not going to make it. It's that simple. Don't let them lie to you. Now's the time to get right with the Lord. All right? Because this place is going to go down. The word of the Lord is true, right? Let the word of the Lord be true and every man a liar. Okay? Let them lie to you and tell you that everything's going to be okay and then little angels are going to come flying down when the Messiah return, and they're going to, these little babies are going to, little angels are going to be flying around and everything's going to be okay. But that's not what the scriptures is saying. Go read what the scriptures are saying. The scriptures are saying, with violence shall the great city be cast down. With violence. You don't hear this in your everyday Christian church, do you? Be honest. No. Then why are they bringing this out? Why aren't they telling you? Why aren't they sounding the alarm? Why aren't they blowing the trumpet? Why aren't they sighing and crying? That's what the prophet's going to do in the last days. And we are in the last days, whether you know it or not. If you can't tell, I don't know what to tell you. It don't get no clearer than that. All right, Shalom, his brother Zakaria again. Want to say all praises due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. Right quick, I wanted to talk about this Kanye situation and what does it really mean? What is the point? Ultimately, this is what I believe, right? I believe it's a setup, and I think that what he's sent to do is say all the things that he's saying to really target hate speech. I'm often reminded of this guy Alex Jones, and it was Alex Jones, Farrakhan that were the platform from YouTube back in 2018 or 2019, right? And what they did was they set the standard that if they can be the platform, then so can everyone else. So like that's the point, right? That's the point of it. They set these people up to be like fall guys, right? And they're playing their role, they're playing their job. They're acting out their role in this theater show. So what this dude Kanye can end up doing at some point, he could snap or so-called snap or fake everyone out like he just snapped and do something crazy or say something really crazy over the top. And what that'll end up doing is that'll set the precedence that no one can say anything about these people, right? And who is that gonna affect? Who are they gonna target? They're gonna target us, the men that are bringing out the word of the Lord, right? And as a matter of fact, that led me to, and this is what really drove me to even talk about this, because I was going to leave the Kanye thing alone because it's all theater. But I thought about something. I ran across this article here from reclaimthenet.org, and it says Senator Sheldon, White House, wants to repeal Section 230 to combat online disinformation. So this is going on at the same time that this guy Kanye is talking about these people in the small hats, right? So this is all happening at the same time. So pay attention to what they're doing. It says CDA's Section 230 is constantly criticized from many corners, often for mutually contradictory reasons. And now Senator Sheldon, White House, is calling attention to his stance regarding his legislation that protects tech companies from legal liability for third-party content posted on their platforms. It says, but it also allows them to editorialize and censor that content while keeping their liability protections, raising issues around how well and if at all, Section 230 still plays with First Amendment free speech protections in a world where small private startups from decades ago have become the de facto digital public square. So what they're going to start doing is they're going to really start manipulating things, right? And we know about the staged events, the crisis actors and everything else. And they're going to use those things and roll those things out. But you also have these celebrities, again, like I said, the Alex Jones, even with this lawsuit that Jones is facing, where they're suing him for $1 billion. They're setting the precedents for everyone else to get you afraid to speak openly and freely. And really, who are they really targeting? They're targeting the men of the Lord. That's what they're really going after. They're not going to say that out in the open, at least not right now. But that's really who they're after. They're really after us. So this is just the beginning of what's to come, you know. It says White House, and get back to the article. It says the White House's concerns are of a different nature. He initially presented his thoughts on the topic of free speech and social media in a chapter of the book, Social Media, Freedom of Speech, and the Future of Our Democracy, and has recently been revisiting them in a Twitter thread. The Democrats' idea to repeal Section 230 in its current form, and replace it with a version that is narrower in scope, while at the same time forcing disclosure of disinformation funders. White House makes the claim that social media platforms today are able to get away with propagating and hosting destructive content more than other media. So this is what this is about. Now, notice they took down Kanye's interview, or his interview on the Drink Champs, but other people have been posting it on YouTube. Now, what could end up happening, we could see a false, a situation, know what I'm talking about, false FLAG, staged event, like that dude in New Jersey who was claiming to be an Israelite. I think he shot up a daily, for the small hats, a small hat daily. You know what I mean by small hats. So, those people, the ish people. So anyway, you could end up seeing a false flag of some sort. And they're going to tie Kanye in with that. And what they're going to do is they're going to probably say, look, he's not the only problem. The real problem is these people that are out there saying that they are the real children of Israel. They're the real problem. We must censor them. Because that's where this come from. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, that's where this come from. This attitude that Kanye has is brought about by these people. Right? And then they're going to clip what brothers have been saying over the years and take it out of context, and then they're going to post that up. And people are going to be behind. People are going to be behind shutting us up or even imprisoning us. So I can see this coming. So anyway, there's more to the article. You can go check it out for yourself. So they're pretending to have this fake fight over censorship. Some, the right wing wants to keep freedom of speech and the left wing wants to get rid of it. But ultimately what they do is they use the right to pretend like they're helping us or pretend like they're trying to protect the rights of the citizens. But what they do is they have their crisis actors or their puppets do something stupid on purpose. That way they can justify their next move. It's just like with the Capitol, the situation at the Capitol back in January of 2021. That was nothing but an event. It was staged, the whole damn thing. So what ended up happening with that, they were able to deplatform Trump. And everyone said, well, if they can deplatform Trump, they can do that to anyone, right? So anyways, That's what they're doing. I believe that's what Kanye's job is, because all of a sudden he just woke up one day and decided to go after these people. That's amazing, right? It's amazing how he just woke up one day and decided, oh man, I'm going to rebel. Not saying that he's incapable of doing that. I'm just saying it just, it's sneaky. I got a sneaky suspicion. But anyway, this is Amos 8 and 11. I was going there already before I even went there. Says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing of the words of the Lord. And that's coming. So at this point in time, pretty much, man, you better seek the Lord while he can be found. I've been saying this over and over and over and over and over ad nauseum, but you better seek the Lord while he can be found. You better get this word while you can. Because, I'm looking at it like, man, at any moment, this thing could go down, man. They could set up a staged event at any moment. We've seen them do this in the past. And if they've done it to Esau, they've done it to their own people, you think they're not going to do it to us? You got to be crazy. And why is it, think about it like this. Why is it this dude Kanye been around these people all these years, right? They've been controlling him all these years. And now all of a sudden, now he wants to step up and say something and protest and go all out with it and say who the real people are, the real people of the Lord. Why you couldn't say that years ago? What changed? And how ironic that it's happening just as the beast system, the MOTB system is being rolled out, with the CBDC and these people openly promoting putting chips in you and all of that. And World War III is possibly right around the corner. And now this dude want to jump up and start talking this. This is controlled opposition, man. Like Albert Pike said, they control both sides. Albert Pike said that. They control both sides. So, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but a hearing of the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word. Now that's deep. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And I told you, I know people in my personal life, and I've said this, I'm sorry, I know I keep repeating it, but I know people in my personal life that got shook up in 2020, and who did they come calling first? Me. No, but I was the crazy one prior to that, right? Then when shit hit the fan, and here they come. And you know what? They're going to do it again. Now they're feeling bold, they're feeling proud, but let them go out and do what they do. When shit get hit again, they might not be so lucky the next time around, but they don't know that. But it says, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it, man. Go to the sellers, get the oil from them. It says, in that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst, and it's going to be a true famine of the word. And when they shut this thing down, because that's mainly right now how the word is going about by way of the internet. The internet is how this word is going about. Okay. And that's just facts. So they had to come up with a scheme. Again, they have taken crafty counsel. Okay, they came up with a scheme to censor us, because what Kanye is saying is, he's saying we are the real children of the Most High. We're the real children of the Lord. Okay. And so he's not putting on a garment and going out there and preaching, but what he's doing is he's insinuating or throwing Israelitism, Hebrew Israelitism in there, right? As a way to kind of like give them a sound bite, if you will, right? sound bite, something that they can sink their teeth into and say, see, he's making the same claim that these guys out here teaching and preaching that we're the real children of the Lord, that he's saying the same thing. And they're going to tie us up and could lock some of us up, and they will. But they're going to lump us all up together and say that we're all the same and we're tied to him. And people are stupid. They're not going to know no better. Right? So, they shall imprison some of us, This thing is getting ready to go down, man. And like I said, the timing of it really tells you everything you need to know, because he could have been brought this out. He could have been spoke against these people. He could have been said that these people trying to handle me, try to rule over me. He's been married to Kim for how long? And now he's bucking up saying, oh, yeah, she's got connections to the Clintons. Really? You wait till now? And he faking like he mad as hell. And again, could it be that he's mad as hell? Could be. I doubt it. I look at it as more controlled opposition. That's why I wasn't even going to speak on it. But when I saw this article here from Reclaim the Net, I said, damn, this is all tying in together. So I just wanted to speak on that right quick. Anyway. You listen to the Israelite Report podcast at IsraeliteTimes.com. News and prophecy meant to stir up the minds and the hearts of brothers across the four corners of the earth, the hopeful elect. All praises due to the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.